Charles Payne, he's doing a master class. Wow. Well, folks, if you've been following me, you know what I said. Master class is a fucking scam. Anybody involved in that is a fucking scammer. Okay? So before we get into his penny stock promoting scams, it looks like he's an alleged rapist. He's being accused of fucking rape. And I don't know. Of course, Fox keeps him on there. I don't know. I don't really care. This doesn't really apply to what I'm talking about, so I don't really care. But I mean, it's if it's true, it shouldn't be shocking. Folks, when you're dealing with scumbags, these people are deceitful, immoral pieces of trash that would sell their fucking own mother for a penny. There's something wrong with their fucking souls. Charles Payne. This is one of the biggest financial ripoffs in U.S. history. You talking about yourself? Fox gives show to SEC fined analyst who was paid to push now worthless stocks. There you go. There you have it. Wow. The SEC fined this guy. He was a stock promoter. Worthless stocks. This is what he does on Fox. Folks, he's been doing this for, the better part of 10 years. Maybe longer. I think even longer than 10 years. This is what this guy does. You sign up for his little thing, his email, and he pushes worthless trash. He's being paid to do this. And Fox still has this guy on here. I guess because he satisfies their, they need to have some, affirmative action hiree on there, right? So Fox can't be accused of being, Fox is racist, right? Anyway. Read it. There you have it, folks. Financial analyst and Fox business contributor Charles Payne, who has been fined by the SEC, been paid to promote now virtually worthless penny stocks, and smeared the poor as indebted servants to the government who are too comfortable living in poverty, as being rewarded with his own show, the network announced today. Making money with Charles Payne. Now, you can go do a search. As I mentioned, the only benefit of YouTube is it has archives of media shows, specifically CNBC and Fox and Bloomberg, so you can actually track the track records of these scam artists, these financial charlatans like, Charles Payne, right? Jim Rogers, Jim Rickards, so on and so forth, Peter Schiff, Harry Dent. So my point is that just search Making Money with Charles Payne and see who he's had on there over the years. I guarantee you, they're all scammers. Broken clocks. Write it down. Take a look for yourself. Just read this. Read it for yourself. So apparently they don't want to fire Charles Payne, I guess, because he has that certain demographic, right? So now we're going to go back to Adam Kobeissi, and we're going to take a look at some of these videos. And you can see here, I'm going to take a look at the side here, Robert Kiyosaki. And this is on Fox Business. You can't see the title. It says Financial Legend. They're calling Robert Kiyosaki. Fox Business is calling Robert Kiyosaki a financial legend. He's a legend of scams. Robert Kiyosaki is a fucking liar and a fraud. Write that down. That is a fact. And I'm going to be releasing a video on that. I already have a lot of stuff on Kiyosaki. A lot of articles, a lot of stuff on him. I've been tracking this scammer for years. Complete fucking scammer. Anyway, let's take a look here. See what this says. This is the most recent video that Adam Kobeissi posted on his channel. December 12th, 2023. This is from December 11th. on his market outlook.
Well, let's get right to it with market watcher Adam Kobeissi on the pressure of the Magnificent Seven, I guess, to continue.
Look at this guy's face. Neil Cavuto is a fucking fraud. This guy is a complete fucking scam artist. Neil Cavuto is the same scammer that promoted all these broken clock contrarian indicators. You know who they are. Peter Schiff, so on and so forth. Folks, go back 10 years ago. Neil Cavuto, Fox, CNBC, they were allowing Peter Schiff 15 years ago to promote the hyperinflation, the dollar's worthless, all this garbage. Should I remind everybody about that? Do I need to remind you? Okay, I will. Yeah, I apologize. You probably can't read these. You can't read this too well, but it's the main thing is just to listen.
The whole idea is to get out of the U.S. dollar, to get out of a currency that is on the verge of collapse. Because the people who don't get out, that think they're playing it safe, that don't want to take any risk, so they keep their money in the dollar, they are going to be broke. They're going to be completely broke, and that is obvious. It's obvious to me that that's what's going to happen. And this is pure inflation, Latin American style. This is hyperinflation. This is Zimbabwe. This is the identical monetary policy. This is what the Weimar Republic did, and we're going to have the same result. And I am 100% convinced that anybody who has their wealth in U.S. dollars will be just as broke as the people who have their money with Madoff. It's not going to matter. It is going to be destroyed. And I don't know how much time you have. You know, with the dollar dropping 5% a week at this point.
Speaking of being broke, like Madoff's, people that had their money with Madoff, I mean, take a look at Schiff's fund performance. I mean, is he talking about himself?
I don't know. Could the dollar snap back a little bit? Sure, of course. But what if it keeps falling? What if it's down 5% next week and 5% the week after that? And then what if it drops 10% and another 10%? Who knows? You know, at some point, a year or two from now, the dollar can be dropping 5% a day. You know, that the inflation rate in Zimbabwe is over 100 million% per year. I can't even calculate what that is. But you know what? It didn't start off that bad. The dollar is now sinking on its own weight, and it's going to drop like a stone. And, you know, there's not a lot of time.
It's not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. Hear that, folks? I mention this. I bring this up because, never forget, the media promoted this guy. The media made him $100 million selling useless, shitty-ass, inaccurate books. The media claimed he predicted the financial crisis. Peter Schiff, you did not predict the financial crisis. Send Peter Schiff this video. Peter Schiff, debate me on a neutral platform. You won't fucking do it because you're a pussy. You're scared of being exposed by an expert. Somebody who's got your fucking number. I'll expose all your bullshit. Peter Schiff only goes up against cucks, pussies, and who don't know anything. Okay? My point, folks, is that the media does this. And all these guys, you notice that they prop up, all have one thing in common. Well, two things in common. The first thing is that they're broken clocks or scammers, right? That is to say, you know, well, I mean, probably you could associate being a scammer with a broken clock. If you're a broken clock, are you that delusional or are you trying to scam people, right? The second thing in common, of course, you all know what it is. You know what it is. I don't want to say it because I don't want this video to be banned. I want this to go out everywhere, posted everywhere. I want people to be warned about this fucking clown, Kobeissi, and the media. The media promotes these guys. If you don't understand the full story, why they do it, how they do it, watch the first video. Or go on my site and read all the articles and watch the videos I've been publishing for 15 years exposing the financial media and all the charlatans. So, you got this clown, Adam Kobeissi. He's a fucking kid. He's a little kid. And he's got his little fake picture in the background. How do I know this is fake? Well, because apparently he lives in Michigan. This is so across the river is Detroit. This is the GM World headquarters, okay? So what, is he broadcasting from Canada? From Windsor, Canada? No. Anyway, whatever. So let's go back and listen to this now. This fucking little
So let's
chump.
get right to it with market watcher Adam Kobeissi on the pressure of the Magnificent Seven, I guess, to continue to deliver the goods, Adam. Will they?
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me. Today's been a really interesting.
Question is, why are they having you? You're a market watcher. Neil Cavuto. How about having one of the top experts in the world, Mike Stathis, the guy who predicted the financial crisis in more detail and accuracy than anybody in the world? Fact, write it down. Bet $100,000 to anybody who wants to put that in escrow. Put it in escrow. Let's go. Why? Folks, ask yourself why they interview idiots, chumps. Once again, first of all, it's to make dumb money. They want to make dumb money. They want you to lose your ass. They help Wall Street take the money from you. Right? Number two, making dumb money, causing you to lose money, boosts the value of the advertisement slots. They can charge more money to the financial firms because the audience is gonna be desperate for help after they lose their money listening to these chumps like this fucking kid. And number three, they create a platform, right? So, for instance, Fox is notorious for creating a platform for gold, pumping gold, right? Why? So they'll have guys that pump gold. Why? Because that boosts the advertisement slots for gold dealers. You get it? Ad-based content, advertisement-based content, whether it's internet-based or broadcast media or print media. Advertisement-based content is a fucking scam designed, engineered to screw you. Anybody who's providing content that's getting paid by advertisers is scamming you. That's a fact. Write it down. Fact. And I'll debate anybody in the world on this with a neutral party, a qualified neutral party to assess this, to determine who's the winner. I'll do that for 50 grand. Anybody. Let's go. Put your money where your fucking mouth is, or shut your fucking mouth, because I'm the real expert here. I'm the only honest expert out there. I'm the only honest expert who sacrificed hundreds of millions of dollars to help people. And I get rocks thrown at me because I don't tell people what they want to hear. I destroy their narratives, their false narratives, and their disinformation. I expose their cult leader, who's a fraud and a scammer. You know, whether it's Alex Jones or you know, whoever, right? All these guys, Ron Paul.
Day, I actually put out a post about this earlier, that we're seeing the market hit a new 2023 high today, while the Magnificent Seven is actually trading lower. The Magnificent Seven's lost a combined $300 billion in market cap today alone.
Wow.
But I don't think this is a sign of new leadership in the market. I still think tech and the AI trend are going to continue to lead higher.
Okay, we don't get anything here. Let's. I'm going to go and do one more video before we take a break and go to. This is actually video. I guess this video 5. No. See what we got here. Oh. Yeah. So let me just go ahead. I'm going to close this with Robert Kiyosaki. So this was on the side, as you saw before. Robert Kiyosaki here. So can you believe this? If you think the media, it's not just Fox, folks, all the media, it's all the same shit. Some of you out there, most of you out there think the media, Fox, you listen to Fox, you listen to CNN. It's the same, folks. I talked about this 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago. I said, look, Glenn Beck, he's going back and forth. He was from this, he goes to ABC, he goes to CNBC, he goes to Fox, right? They go back, and it's the same. They have differing views. It's a marketing ploy. You understand? They're marketing to different demographics. The media is all fraud. You understand that, right? So let's listen to what they say about Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki did not predict the Lehman collapse. Folks, let me explain something. If you're provided with a microphone, if you're provided with media access all the time, and you're in the midst of the financial crisis, and Lehman's in deep trouble, anybody can go on TV and say, well, Lehman's going to collapse just before it collapses. That's not a prediction. You understand that, right? A true prediction is something prior to the financial crisis, or at least, many months before that, which I actually predicted Lehman and WAMU would collapse in 2000 in early I think it was early 2008. Okay, but remember, I'm the guy that wrote 2 books predicting the whole financial crisis. I'm the guy that warned people that General Motors and General Electric were going to collapse because they were essentially financial firms. Nobody in the world knew that. Nobody else wrote about that. I'm the guy. I'm the guy that told you to short those. I'm the guy that told you to short the subprimes. I showed you how in a book. No one else in the world, first of all, has ever written in a book to short something because it will blow up in your face. I knew that shit was going to zero. Okay? And Fannie and Freddie, I recommended as well. Do I need to show you again? Right. 2006 original version, the extended version. Do I need to show you again? Take a look. These are on archive.org or on my website. I'm the guy. I showed specific stocks. I told you how to short, when to short, what to look for. I'm banned. 17 years since I published, and I'm still banned from day one. And they promote idiots because it makes them more money. It blows the audience up. You're not going to realize how you got blown up. You're going to kick yourself thinking it was your own fault, and you're going to dial up Merrill Lynch and Charles Schwab and Chase when you blow up. Seeing the advertisements on the media. You understand? So let's get back to Robert Kiyosaki here.
All right, on this last trading day of the month, we've been telling you how well stocks are doing. Gold just down a little bit today, but look at that. It's well over 2,000.
So we already know it's an ad for gold. You understand? So Robert Kiyosaki's on here. He's going to pump gold. Why? Because, folks, it boosts the advertisement slots that they can charge more money to gold dealers to advertise.
The ounce. Robert Kiyosaki was kind of paving the way for this type of activity.
Notice, take a look at this fucking fraudster. He's got his little game in the background. Look at my game, buy my book, right? Robert Kiyosaki is a disinformation fraudster who has advised people to do things that are against the law. He's a con man. He's a complete piece of shit. He's a pathological liar. He makes all types of false claims. Oh, I own 15,000 houses. I own 300 apartment buildings. He's never shown, ever, any evidence of any of his investments. He's a fucking liar and a fraud.
For quite some time earlier this year when we had him on, he's back with us.
Robert Kiyosaki, as much of a con man as Peter Schiff, Robert Kiyosaki makes Peter Schiff look like an completely legitimate investment expert. At least Peter Schiff is actually, he's actually investing. He has investments. He's doing things. He's a terrible investor. He's a terrible investment analyst. His funds are shit. He doesn't know what's going on. But at least Peter is in the game. Robert Kiyosaki's not in the fucking game. Robert Kiyosaki is smoke and mirrors. He's just full of shit. He's just blabbering to sell his books. That's it.
Right now, you know him as the Rich Dad Company co-founder, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Probably one of the greatest books I've ever read.
That's because you're an airhead idiot. One of the greatest books you've ever read? It's a fictional book. It's fiction. He didn't write it. That's fact. Write that down. He's not written any of these stupid books. It's a fictional book. It's a lie. It's garbage. And you got Neil Cavuto here pumping this shit. What? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, understand, folks, Robert Kiyosaki pays millions of dollars, and he gets that money from you suckers who are dumb enough to go to his scam seminars, which he's not even there most of the time, which you're going there to see him. I want to see Robert Kiyosaki. You're buying his stupid books, okay? He pays the media with that money to promote him, to give him interviews, and to kiss his ass like Neil Cavuto is doing.
Not just because it dealt with stuff about how your mindset starts and what you learn from your parents and all of that. But anyway, Robert, great to have you.
I'd like to say, Neil, that you and Oprah Winfrey.
So this is how these con men work. They do the ass kissing. They flip it. Once he gets his ass kissed, he's going to kiss Neil's ass.
Winfrey promoted my book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, before it was famous. So I thank you, and I thank you for always allowing me back on to...
The book's a fraud. Kiyosaki's a fraud. Write that down. That's a fact. I'll take that to fucking court. Robert, let's go. Let's go, Robert. You fucking scammer. Career con man.
promote my unorthodox ideas like...
Unorthodox. Your scam ideas, like telling people to engage in insider trading? Get insider information? You stupid idiot. You're a fraud. You're a hypocrite. You're a liar. Folks, I've already documented most of his lies and hypocrisy on my website. You can take a look. I got many entries on him.
Gold and silver, and save gold and silver, not dollars.
Yeah, and that book, you know, was much bigger than gold and silver and all, but it actually was a mindset, but it really was brilliant, and it's an iconic book. I think it's been recognized as one of the greatest business books of all time, and that's cheap.
Are you fucking kidding me? If that's the case, then business is a confirmed scam. The field of business is a confirmed scam. One of the greatest business books of all time? Are you fucking kidding me?
It to say business books. But anyway.
Neil Cavuto, you're a fraud. I hope the worst for these people. I can't say what I want to happen because this video will be banned. You can imagine. I wish the worst on scammers. Scam artists are worse than bank robbers. Scam artists target specific demographics of people. They target naive, unsophisticated, emotionally, mentally disturbed people. They target the most vulnerable people out there, desperate people. And they want to take their money through lying, disinformation. This is why I target, I accuse these people, the scammers. They're worse than bank robbers. They're worse even than the Wall Street scammers, the Wall Street frauders, because the Wall Street crooks out there, they don't, although some of the brokers do, but they, in general, they just want to make money. They don't target individuals usually, okay? Guys like Robert Kiyosaki, they target people's desperation. They target their sense of a lack of understanding of things. And Robert Kiyosaki has jumped on this whole conspiracy bandwagon, if you'll notice, over the past several years. This whole gold, the Federal Reserve, cash is worthless and it's in their fiat currency, right? Because it's a big movement. You know, the Peter Schiffs out there, Ron Paul, Alex Jones. Folks, one of my golden rules, if you want to spot the whole army of con artists, identify one or two of them, and then take a look at who they associate with, because they all form syndicates. They all hang together. That's how they're so powerful, because you don't have a chance to escape. Robert Kiyosaki is pushing Peter Schiff onto you, right? Oh, well, my friend Peter Schiff, and then Alex Jones. So you're engaged in all their nonsense. You don't have an opportunity to break out of that web of deceit. You understand? This is why con artists form syndicates. They team up with a bunch of people. Same with the whole blog rolls. Take a look at who Zero Hedge follows, and you'll see a whole list of fraudsters, con artists, broken clock contrarian indicators. You understand? I've been pointing this out for 15 years.
Let me get your take now on this market. We're going to finish a very strong November. I think even a strong one for metals, for gold, and maybe to a little lesser extent silver. What do you make of it going into December and next year?
Well, I think the biggest problem, Neil, are the...
Of course, he's not going to answer. I haven't watched this video. He's not going to answer specifically. He's just going to go to conspiracy shit. He's going to go to his dollars, worthless, and the gold is great. And he does that because, in case you all don't know, he's teamed up with Mike Maloney. Mike Maloney, the con artist, gold and silver con man, okay, disinfo fucking fraudster. Kiyosaki is, they're in business together, by the way. So listen to Kiyosaki. He doesn't have a fucking clue about the stock market or anything else. He's just going to give you open-ended, generic ramblings like you can predict. The same nonsense.
We have the Three Stooges. One...
You, Mike Maloney, and you can name the third, right? Who might that be?
One in the presidency, one in the treasury, and one at the Fed. And America is broke right now.
Here we go. You see that, folks? Neil Cavuto wants to know what's going to happen in the markets next year. What's going to happen with gold? What's going to happen in the stock market? He goes to politics. Kind of reminds me of Peter Schiff, right? Wasn't that what Peter Schiff does? He talks about politics because he knows that he gets everything wrong. So he doesn't want to talk about investments.
And we saw that coming back in 1971. Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
We know.
And then this became trash.
It's trash, okay.
And
what's going to happen, Robert?
So they just kept printing and printing and printing. And all you do is look at history. Every time they printed money, the empire went down. And I hate to say this because...
Folks, you believe this guy's nonsense. I've already debunked all this bullshit for years. This guy is a fraud. He's a con man. He's disinformation. And anybody saying any of this stuff remotely close to any of these same things he's saying has no credibility, and they're a scammer. Write it down. I've already debunked all this horse shit. This is targeting, it's catered to the sheep, the retail audience. Do you think professional investors fall for this nonsense? They don't even pay attention to it. It's designed to create dumb money, folks. Okay? So, we're already almost halfway through the video. He's not going to talk about anything specific. He doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. So I'm going to end that. This video is too long. It's 26 minutes. We're going to get back to looking at Kobeisi's videos on Fox and other networks.